Let's be honest, planning dinner every night is such a drag. But you can menu plan in 30 minutes or less for the entire week. Oh, and you'll save a lot of money too. For most of us, menu planning consists of being entirely unenthused about the entire process, so you drag out some cookbooks or you pull up some websites and try to be inspired by something that you see. So you wind up with a list of ingredients that you're going to use to make those specific recipes. Now, none of those ingredients are on sale, and that's just part of the problem. You see, what's happening is you're approaching menu planning from the exact opposite direction of what you should be. Looking at recipes is actually the last step that you should be taking. This is all about reverse menu planning. I'll show you in this video exactly what reverse menu planning looks like, and you'll see how incredibly easy it is. Along the way, I'm going to explain why it is going to save you a boatload of time and a whole lot of money. Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Hope from Under the Median, and every week on this channel, we talk about practical frugality. Now, what exactly is reverse menu planning? Reverse menu planning is starting with what is available in your home. And in this case, we're going to start by making a list of available ingredients which are perishable. This first step is important because it helps you use up perishable food before it rots. And the way that we do it, it's going to make you know exactly what you should be buying at the grocery store before you ever get in the car and head out toward the store. And speaking of heading toward the store, I have a shout out to a special viewer. I was grocery shopping last week at Aldi, and there was an Under the Median viewer that recognized me. I want to give a special shout out to Michelle Walker. Hey, Michelle, she's a proud employee of Aldi, one of my favorite grocery stores. And by the way, guys, unannounced manager special. When I walked in the store, I got 10 pounds of potatoes for under $3. Before we get started in this area, I have to admit something. When we got ready to do this video, I thought I really would not have too much to show you because I didn't think I had a whole lot of perishable food in the house, but oh boy, was I wrong. I got into the refrigerator and realized there were a whole lot of things hiding in there that I had completely forgotten were in there. And that's why it's super important that you take this step at least once a week. Trust me, it will keep you from throwing out food that's gotten slimy or brown or limp or rotten. Well, you get the idea. Let's start right over here at the end. I have 2 really nice jalapeno peppers. I have 4 small Japanese sweet potatoes. These are going to be used to make sweet potato hummus. These are incredibly sweet if you've never had them. I have a lot, and I do mean a lot of carrots. I went to Sam's. They didn't have very many carrots, so I went ahead and bought another 5 pounds of carrots. I've got probably 8 pounds of carrots here. This means that at least twice this week, we are going to indulge in one of the boys' favorite treats, and that is carrot dogs. I have 2 small bags. This is cilantro. Now, I'm looking at the cilantro. As you go through, what I want you to do is start looking at your perishable foods. And you're going to list these, by the way. Let me show you the form that you're going to use to list these foods on. You're going to need this form for this step. This is the perishable food inventory. And when you list all of your foods, I like to list the items at the top that are most perishable and go to the least perishable as you go down the list. The other thing that you're going to need is a menu plan. I like to do topical menu planning, but if you like, you can also do daily menu planning. I like to do like 4 main dishes and then 3 salads, 2 soups, and then a couple of miscellaneous things like if I'm going to make bread or something like that, and then a couple of side dishes. And usually that combination I've discovered lasts us pretty much all week long. Now, why do I bring that up? Because as I'm going along, I'm seeing cilantro. I'm also seeing these beautiful jalapeno peppers. I've got some nice green onions, and this just screams to me probably a batch of homemade black bean chili. As you go along, you're going to start filling in the blanks on this menu planner, And those blanks are going to be filled in with recipes that you know you can already make with items that you have on hand. The whole trick to reverse menu planning is using what you have on hand. And then when you go to the grocery store, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, guys. Everything in your cart should either be on sale, on clearance, or on markdown. And if you do those three things and pay attention to those, you are always going to be eating food that you have purchased at the least expensive price. Moving down the line, we have celery sticks. I counted these. There are 10 celery sticks here. Now, whenever I'm dealing with food that is perishable, I like to know exactly how many of each item that I have, so I make sure that I don't plan too many recipes using that item or too few recipes so that it winds up going bad. I also have 2 bunches of radishes, and on my perishable list, I'm actually going to list the radish greens separate from the actual radishes. These are going to be sliced real thinly, and I'm going to use those in a potato salad, and the greens I'm going to use in soup. Or if you can get a hold of some basil, some fresh basil or basil, depending on what neck of the woods you're from, you can make some homemade radish leaf pesto, and it's really, really good. Let's swing right over here for the last part of this. You'll see that I have a lot of asparagus. And once again, I went ahead and separated. These are the asparagus stems. Don't throw these out. They make amazing asparagus ends soup. The rest of this asparagus, I'm going to saute along with some fresh lemon, and also I'm going to add some fresh dill, and I will serve that over the top of some rice. Now, when you start thinking about adding something like adding the rice, make sure that when you use like the rice cooker or however you're going to cook that rice, you cook a big batch of rice so that you have leftover rice, and that leftover rice used for a couple of additional recipes, and that kind of gives you that head start once again on that menu plan. Here's the last thing that we have that is a fresh perishable food, and that is those potatoes. I told you I got 10 pounds of potatoes for under $3 at Aldi's. It's a major score. This is what's left of those potatoes. Whenever you have like a big bunch of something, I'm going to move this out of the way, guys. Whenever you have something that is fresh like this, go ahead, take it out. I showed you how to do this last week. Take them out. You're going to count them. Remember how helpful it is just to count what you have on hand. The largest ones I'm going to set over there because we'll make hot stuffed baked potatoes. I'm going to take 4 or 5 of these smallest ones out. These are always great for soup. The rest of these, last week I had some dill also last week, potato salad, so I'm going to make some more potato salad with the rest of these. This is a pretty big one here. I'll put it here with those. So we'll have plenty for a hot stuffed baked potato night. Then you can see visually that you're going to use these to make potato salad. And then these 4 that are left over, then I'll put these with some other vegetables from the freezer, and this will be in vegetable soup. Now you know the perishable foods that you have on hand. You've got a great head start going on that weekly menu plan already. It's really helpful to have a current and up-to-date pantry inventory and also freezer inventory sheets, because that will let you know what other ingredients you already have in the house that you can mix and match with those perishable ingredients to create meals for your family without ever having to go to the grocery store. Remember, the whole idea of reverse menu planning is to first of all use what you have in the house, and then you're going to stock your house with items that are already on sale, on clearance, on markdown, so you're going to be constantly eating the lowest price products that are available. If you do find some fresh items that are on sale, then you're going to want to make sure if you're going to stock up on those, you have a plan to either freeze them or dehydrate them for later use. Now that you've inventoried your perishable food and you have a really good head start on that weekly menu, it's time now to head to the weekly store flyers. I pick my top 3 stores every week. For me, that is going to be Kroger, Aldi, and Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee doesn't always offer good deals, but when they offer a great deal, it is a really great deal. So it's certainly worth me taking time to look at that store flyer. Tell me in the comments section, where do you find your best deals on groceries consistently every single week? Start at the front of the sales flyer. The items that are on the front of the sales flyer are called loss leader items. They're offered at a super low price. Theoretically, the grocery store is taking a loss on those items, but they're doing it in order to get you in the store, knowing once you're in there, you're probably just going to finish all the rest of your grocery shopping. But don't you do it. You make a list of those loss leader items, and the name of the game is get in and get out and follow your list. Kroger always has a lot of digital coupons available. To get this price, you need to load these digital coupons onto your store loyalty card. They have weekly digital deals right now. You can use each coupon up to 5 times in one transaction. That's really good for Kroger orange juice for $1.27. I am going to get these kiwis. It's 2-pound container of kiwis for $3.47. The boys kind of like kiwis as a special treat, so I'm going to get those for them. It's generally, my goal is $1 a pound or less for fruit, but that's gotten really, really hard. And I think I'm going to have to raise that like threshold. Tell me what you think in the comments section. I think I might have to raise it to like $1.50 a pound from here on out and kind of see where the prices go. 'Cause it's getting really, really hard to find fruit for under $1 a pound unless we're going to eat bananas every single week. My friends who eat bacon have told me the woe of the tail of bacon. They said $10 a pound. You guys tell me in the comment section, is that really true? So $6.97 for 24 ounces seems pretty good. Here's my second kind of fruit for the week. Seedless watermelon, $3.97. Watch the specifics down here. I have to use my store loyalty card, and I have to load that digital coupon onto my store loyalty card in order to get that price for the watermelon. Remember, with reverse menu planning, what you're really looking to do is use what you have on hand, use all of your perishable food items. Make sure when you go to the grocery store, the only thing that goes in your cart are items that are on sale, on clearance, on discount, on markdown, and they're a great deal, and specifically things that you're going to either use that week, or things like if you get a great deal on fruit, go ahead and either freeze it or dehydrate it. But make sure if you're going to buy something in bulk, you've got a plan to use that up before it rots. And the other thing, of course, you're looking for at the grocery store are shelf-stable items. By using this system, guys, you're going to save an unbelievable amount on your grocery store purchases, because you're never again going to be going to the grocery store just getting 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 items specifically because you have dedicated yourself to making a specific recipe that week that you didn't have anything in the house to make the recipe with in the first place. That's how I go through the ads. Make sure that you are making a list. I actually have a form that I use to make my grocery list to make sure that I don't forget anything super important when I get to the grocery store. Here's something stores are doing to try to get your attention and definitely try to get more of your money. This is from Hy-Vee's ad for this week. Dinner for 4, $10 meal deals all week long. They've put together little bundles. Each of the bundles is $10. There are 7 bundles, so they're going to feed you all week long, provide dinner for you, just $10 a meal. Here's the first thing you need to ask yourself. How much are you actually spending on average to feed your family of 4? Is it $10? For me, I know it's quite a bit under $10. So if that's the case for you, this is definitely not a good deal. But even if you spend $10 a meal, this probably isn't a good deal anyway, and I'll explain to you why. Here's what Hy-Vee has done. They have placed relatively low-cost products. These are staple items that you can get any day of the week elsewhere for probably less money on average than they are charging you in each of these bundles. Things like the white bread, the white buns, the baked beans. Even if we scroll down here, the iceberg garden lettuce. These are very low-cost products. And they've paired them with very overly processed, overpriced products from the deli, like this potato salad. If we scroll up here, I think this is coleslaw in there. It's hard to tell in the little box, isn't it? Baked beans. All of these are from the deli. Here's the deal. The deli is the area in the store where the store makes the most profit. It's all done for you. They know at the end of a long day, you're going to walk in and say, I don't know what's for dinner, but it's that fried chicken sitting right there, and it doesn't matter what they're charging me. And that is why they have delis, because they make incredible amounts of money on the deli section. So what they've done is something called cross-selling. They've put an item that is relatively low cost right next to an item that is very high in price and high in profit margin for them. And they know they have just tricked your brain brain into understanding that, oh, wait a minute, what I really want for dinner is this fried chicken dinner and it's all done for me, or this goulash dinner and it's completely done for me. So when you look at items, what you want to do is determine, first of all, is this really worth $10? Secondly, deconstruct it into each of its components. Is there a way you can get the buttermilk pancake mix and the syrup less expensively? Undoubtedly, Aldi's going to be your least expensive place in town for that. These items are shelf stable, guys. You can get them, put them on the shelves of your pantry, and the next time that you find this pork sausage, if you eat meat, you find it on sale, you can even get that and stick it in the freezer. Then the final component you're waiting to go on sale is the eggs. You find your eggs at a great deal, you purchase it, and you have all the components for this meal, and you've probably amassed them and put them in your freezer and in your pantry for less than $10. So be a savvy shopper and ask yourself, is it worth it? Can I take this bundle apart and actually get the items less expensively elsewhere? And am I really spending $10 per meal on average to feed my family? Aldi is the final store that I take a look at every single week. And y'all, I hit the jackpot. Yes, I found fruit for under $1 a pound. They have grapes on sale, 95 cents a pound. So it looks like we're going to have 3 kinds of fruit this week. Not only will we have that kiwi and watermelon, but we will also have a supply of grapes. By the way, if you like these forms I'm showing you, they're available. There'll be a link. You can pick up your copy, and there's a link in the description of this video. We're ready, guys, for step number 3. You know what's on hand. You've filled out most of your menu planner already. You know exactly what you're going to get at the grocery stores that are on sale. And now you are ready to get out cookbooks to finish out this menu plan. You can either get out physical cookbooks. There are a couple of websites I like. I like All Recipes, and I also like supercook.com. I'll leave links to those in the description of this video so you can check them out. They're 2 of my favorite websites that you can go on to, and you can just say, I have this ingredient, this ingredient, and this ingredient. What can I make? And it's going to give you a whole host of ideas of recipes that feature those ingredients that you already have on hand. As I look at the recipes, if there's something that I have on hand that I can sub instead of one of the ingredients that's called for in the recipe, then I do that. Because remember, in my house, recipes are called suggestions. So don't be afraid to substitute something you already have on hand if it makes sense to do so. But inevitably, there'll maybe be 2 or 3 items that you actually have to go to the grocery store in order to finish out your entire menu plan for the week. Here's the menu plan. It's all finished and you're ready for step number 4. Yes, step number 4 is the exciting one. You put this beautiful menu plan on your refrigerator so your family can take a look at it and they can always know what's for dinner that night. Hey, if you found this helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'd love to have you share it with others. And also, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, also the bell notification button. Now, if you want to see more of this weekly menu planning, specifically how to go through your perishable food inventory, I just did a video a week ago and showed you another perishable food inventory that I did and gave you lots of additional tips and strategies that I didn't cover in this video. That video is right over there. If you haven't watched it, that's what you should watch next.